Hello, good evening, and welcome to the sixth Scene Double live quiz. Yay! Welcome back to any repeat viewers. Welcome to any new viewers. For the benefit of any new viewers we may have, we'll go through a few points of order. Should only take a minute or two, and then we'll get to the quiz. So first of all, this is the Scene Double quiz. It will take around 1 hour to get through everything. Each question will be around 40 seconds or so. The question will pop up, and then a small little fact will pop up. May help you, may not. Just something else extra to read. But if we are going a bit fast, because 40 seconds might sound quite fast, even though it is a live stream, you can just pause it at any point, take time, and then catch up whenever, or just watch it a few minutes delayed. It's up to you. If you do have any questions, though, you can put them in the chat, and I will get to them. Okay, about the quiz. If at any point I ask for a person, which may happen, it's usually just the name that they're known by. Not necessarily birth name, not necessarily titles or middle names, just the name they are known by. And then at the end of the quiz, there's a few possibly easier questions, which then should give you some words that may help you earlier on in the quiz. But what do I mean by words may help you? Good question. So, because this is the Scene Double quiz, there is a small extra rule, and that is that every word you write down in an answer appears twice in the answers, with the exception of the. That is a problem word. If you ever write that down, you can just ignore it. So put it in your answer, but you don't necessarily have to write it again somewhere else. So if that doesn't make sense, we'll just go over a small little example to show you. So let's say late on in the quiz, one of the questions was this: what is the name of the song that is a duet between Elton John and Kiki D? You may know it, you may not. This little fact may pop up, and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I know this. This is definitely Don't Go Breaking My Heart. How does that help you? Well, that means every word in Don't Go Breaking My Heart appears somewhere else in the answers. So that might help you think, okay, question 18, that was Don't Go by Yazoo. Question 23, that was, not 23, 24, that was Breaking Bad. And that also means this one's Bad Guy. It's not the Fratellis, it's Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. And that means it's not Kidney, cross out Kidney, it's Heart. And it's not The Simpsons, it's Family Guy, etc. So it's the little rule is hopefully there to make it a bit more fun and a bit more easier if you don't know the questions. But you can just approach it as a normal pub quiz. I think every question can be answered on its own merit, but that little rule is there just to help you. But let's get on with the quiz, and you'll see what we mean. So part 1 is going to be 15 questions, short break. Part 2, 15 questions, short break, and then we'll come back with the answers. So, question 1 and question 2 today. Which two cities were connected by the world's first intercity railway? So it doesn't matter which way around you put them, but put one of the cities in question 1 and one of the cities in question 2. And then there's the little fact at the bottom that may help you. If you don't need it, you don't necessarily have to look at it, but it might just give you a little hint. And you'll see as well that the fact mentions today's date, June the 9th. And that's because we like the first few questions to be related to today's date, if possible. So question 1 and question 2, which two cities were connected by the world's first intercity railway? Okay, let's move on. So now we move on to question 3. So remember that was question 1 and question 2. Question 3. Which actor has played Batman the most on screen? So do you know which actor has played Batman the most on screen? If you do, write it down. If you don't, that fact may help you out. Again, related to today's date. Well, a bit of a sad fact there. Let's keep it light. Okay, question 4. There was a fire at Luna Park, Sydney, on June the 9th, 1979. What was the name of the affected ride? So Luna Park is a theme park or amusement park in Sydney. Had a fire in 1979. Which ride was affected? I'll keep it light. I think the next question is about marriage, so that should be a bit lighter. Okay, question 5. On June the 9th, in the year 53, the Roman Emperor married Claudia Octavia. Oh, exactly 15 years later, he died of suicide. What was he known as? So what was the name of the Roman Emperor who married Claudia Octavia in the year 53 and in the year 68 died by suicide? Okay, question 6. Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. was born on January 17th, 1942. In which US state? So Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. or Cassius Clay was born on January 17th, 1942 in which US state? Okay, question 7. What is the name of the short novel that was written by Ernest Hemingway and released in 1952? And at this point, I will remind you that every word you write down in the answers appears twice. So that may help you as we get further into the quiz. Question 7 was, what is the name of the short novel written by Ernest Hemingway, released in 1952? Okay, so regular viewers may know some of the troubles we've had in the past with question 8. But me and the tech team have sorted it out, and we thought, a bit of fun, let's get rid of it, just do it normally. So we're not going to do a music question anymore for question 8. We're just going to do a normal question, and there won't be any technical difficulties. We have actually installed a scrambler, so we can't get any hackers in, because we think that's been causing the problem. But hopefully our new scrambler goes okay. But question 8, just a simple picture question. Okay. We'll need to speak to the tech team again. Okay, we may have installed the scrambler on its highest setting, unfortunately. Okay, so there's question 8. We will try and fix that before the end of the quiz. Not sure how we'll do that, but we will. Okay, let's move on to question 9. Okay, question 9. We like to do these country questions. So there is the outline of a country, and some facts are going to pop up about the country, but I just want to know the capital of the country. So fact 1, the calling code is +49. We do love a calling code on this quiz. The country borders 9 countries. And it has an estimated, the country has an estimated population of 83 million. I should say 83 million people. It has a population of 83 million people. But what is the capital of the country? Okay, let's move on to question 10. I want you to name the film. So there's the theatrical release poster. What is the name of the film? Okay, question 11. Okay, which word, or I should say English word, which English word describes a system which assists in remembering something? So yeah, what is the word for a system which helps you in remembering something? Hopefully you can remember that. Okay, let's move on to question 12. So in this painting, who is depicted in this section of the painting? So that small part of the painting there, that person, who is depicted? Okay, question 13. What colour is the ball that is worth 3 points in snooker? So you're playing snooker, you need 3 points, you put this ball, what colour was it? Okay, we'll move on to question 14. Again, name the film. So there's the theatrical release poster. What is the name of the film? And that brings us nicely onto question 15. So just like that, we're at the end of part 1. So question 15, as always, is a name the artist question. So what will happen is it will play the full song, or a full song by this artist, and I just want the name of the artist. And also while it's playing, it will loop back through questions 1 to 14 and leave them on screen for 15 seconds. So if you did miss a question, it will appear again. And then we'll take a short break after the song is finished, and then we'll come back with part 2. So question 15, name the artist.
Reluctantly crouched at the starting line, engines pumping and thumping in time. The green light flashes, the flags go up. Churning and burning, they yearn for the cup. They deftly maneuver and muscle for rank. Fuel burning fast on an empty tank. Reckless and wild, they pour through the turns. Their prowess is potent and secretly stern. As they speed through the finish, the flags go down. The fans get up and they get out of town. The arena is empty, except for one man still driving and striving as fast as he can. The sun has gone down and the moon has come up. And long ago somebody left with the cup. But he's driving and striving and hugging the turns and thinking of someone for whom he still burns. He's going the distance. He's going for speed.
No, that's it. You're sacked. Out. Hello and welcome back to the Seeing Double quiz. I have just had a word with my technical team, and it turns out that some of those questions that recapped may have been in a different order. Now they're answering back. Hello. So if you do have them in the wrong order, that's fine as long as you've got the correct answer. As I always say, as long as you've got the correct answer, doesn't matter about the order. But yeah, I am very sorry about that. It is unforgivable. Please forgive me. So just before we get started with part 2, it's that time of the week where we say, what are you drinking? So this week is a double dry hopped IPA by Larvig, which I believe is a Norwegian brewery in Stavanger. I know I drink a lot of Norwegian beers on this channel. I did nearly have a beer from Leeds, but it was 10%, and I thought that may have been slightly irresponsible to drink and quiz like that. So we're just sticking with a simple IPA. Cheers. So let's get on with part 2. So part 1 may have seemed quite hard. It may have also seemed quite fast, but hopefully part 2 will go a bit slower, and also it should be slightly easier, and then it will give you words that you may find useful in part 1. So part 2. Question 16. Which company manufactures the COVID-19 vaccine that requires only one dose? So I think there's a few COVID-19 vaccines on the market. Just one of them requires one dose. What's the company that manufactures it? Question 17. What is the name of the review aggregation website for film and TV that uses the terms fresh and certified fresh? So what's the name of the review aggregation website that uses the terms fresh and certified fresh? Question 18. I just want the name of this film. And as Mike Mackay from WBTV in Charlotte says, it's a pulse-pounding cyber slam. But what's the name of the film? Okay, question 19. So we're onto a music question. We only had one in the first part. We'll have a few more in this part. I want the name of the song. So I'll play you around a minute of it. I just want the name of the song.
24 and there's so much more. Live alone in a paradise that makes me think of two. Love lost, such a cost. Give me things that don't get lost. Like a coin that won't get tossed. Rolling home to you.
So there you go. What was the name of that song? And I think I've only reminded you this once, but remember that each word you write down in an answer will appear twice somewhere in the quiz. Question 20. Which restaurant chain was founded in 1930 and recently announced plans to release a console? I believe the console is in collaboration with Cooler Master. Maybe I shouldn't be giving you little hints like that, but restaurant chain founded in 1930, recently announced plans to release a console. I want the name of this film. So there's its theatrical release poster. What's the name of the film? So I should say, if at any point you're getting these questions without the little hints, especially these tough ones, very well done. If I could give out bonus points, I'd give you a bonus point. So what's the name of the film that is the poster for? Okay, question 22. Another film question. Name the film. So what is the name of the film depicted in that theatrical release poster? Move on to question 23. Another music question. Again, I'll play you around 1 minute of it, and I just want the name of the song.
You're moving so carefully, let's start living dangerously. Talk to me, baby. I'm going up on this sweet, sweet baby. Whoa. Let's lose our minds and go fucking crazy. Keep on hoping with me.
Sorry about any profanity you heard during that song. That was question 23. I want to know the name of the song. And please remember that every word you write down appears twice. Let's move on to question 24. Okay, in Back to the Future Parts 2 and 3, what does Marty McFly hate to be called? So what does old Marty McFly hate to be called? Okay, question 25. Okay, I want the name of the artist. So I'll play you around 1 minute of a song. I just want the name of the artist. That was 25. I just want the name of the artist. Question 26. In which city is the Cavern Club? I'll repeat that. In which city is the Cavern Club? So the world famous Cavern Club, what city is it in? Okay, question 27. Again, I want the name of the artist. I'll play around a minute. I want the name of the artist.
My guy pretty like a girl, and he got 5 stories to tell. I see both sides like Chanel, see on both sides like Chanel. Swimming laps through pool water, eating like I'm underworld. Had my tattoos in Shibuya, police think I'm of the underworld. 12 treat a nigga like he 12. How you looking up to me and talking down? Can't you see I am the big man? God level, I am the I am. Now film it with the drone cam in the pink like Killer Cam. Zoom on that stick, no way. Up so close, I'm on that kill. Controller on your lower back, yeah, that's the good. Dick roll the eyes back in the skull. Rollin' when you ride, poppin'. Rollin' when you ride the ride. Got one, street acting, turned up like some dirty plastic. 2016 burned some discs. 2017 ideas playing off a Walgreens. This a cult, not a click on the net. With a cup in a cup, activist. That's a double.
So what was the name of that artist? Okay, so not as many this week as normal, but we're going to end this part with some links questions. So question 28, I'm going to show you some pictures. They will come up one after the other with a slight delay. I just want to know the link between all of the pictures. So question 28, what is the link here? So there's 5 images, 5 pictures. What is the link between those 5 pictures? Okay, one final link question. Question 29. Again, you'll see some pictures, slight delay. What is the link? So 4 pictures. I want to know the link between those 4 pictures. Okay, and then we end the round as always with a name the artist question. So what I will do is I will play a full song by the artist. I want to just know the name of the artist. And while they're playing, it will recap questions 16 to 29, hopefully in the correct order. If it is in the incorrect order, please let me know and I will fire my technical team again. But question 30, want the name of the artist, then we'll have a short break and then we'll be back with the answers.
Now that she's back in the atmosphere with drops of Jupiter in her head. She acts like summer and walks like rain, but reminds me that there's a time to change. Since the return of a stay on the moon, she listens like spring and she talks like June. But tell me, did you sail across the sun? Did you make it to the Milky Way to see the lights all faded and that heaven is overrated? Tell me, did you fall for a shooting star? One without a permanent scar, and then you missed me while you were looking for yourself out there. Now that she's back from that soul vacation, tracing her way through the constellation. She checks out Mozart while she does Chavo. Reminds me that there's room to grow. Now that she's back in the atmosphere, I'm afraid that she might think of me as plain old Jane Doe. Sorry about a man who was too afraid to fly, so we never did land. But tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet? Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day and head back to the Milky Way? But tell me, did Venus blow your mind? Was it everything you wanted to find? And then you missed me while you were looking for yourself out there. Can you imagine no love, pride, deep fried chicken? Your best friend always sticking up for you. Even when I know you're wrong, can you imagine no first dance, freeze dried romance, 5-hour phone conversation? The best soy latte that you ever had in me. But tell me, did the wind sweep you off your feet? Did you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day and head back to the Milky Way? And tell me, did you sail across the sun? Did you make it to the Milky Way to see the lights all faded and that heaven is overrated? And tell me, did you fall for a shooting star? One without a permanent scar, and then you missed me while you were looking for yourself. Na 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 na. And then you finally get the chance to dance along the light of day. And then you fall for a shooting star, fall for a shooting star. And now you're lonely looking for yourself out there.
Okay, welcome back. We are going a bit slower than normal. I apologise about that. So let's get through the answers. But before we get to the answers, we need to iron out the technical issues we had. So this is how question 8 should have looked if I'd have had a competent technical team. So that's question 8. Hopefully some of you got it anyway, but if you did need this help, that's fine. And then question 9. I don't know if anyone noticed, I've just been made aware of this. Question 9 did have a small issue as well. This should have been question 9. So what's the capital of that country? I think there'd been a slight tilt, but hopefully makes it a bit easier now. It's the right way up. So the capital of that country. We'll go through the answers in a few seconds. And if we are getting to the questions, the answers a little quicker than you'd have liked, just feel free to pause the video now, take a look at the answers you already have, see if there's any words you're missing, and see if you can figure out any of the answers you're missing. But let's get to those answers so that we don't overrun by too much. So question 1 and question 2, it was which two cities were connected by the world's first intercity railway, designed and built by George Stephenson, who was born on this day in 1781. So that was Liverpool and Manchester. The Liverpool and Manchester Railway was opened in 1830. So question 1, if you put Liverpool, you get a point. Question 1, if you put Manchester, you get a point. 2, you could have had Liverpool or Manchester as well. Easy. Question 3. So this is where you may have it in a different place because of the slight issues we had in the recap. It was in the wrong order. But question 3, the question about Cassius Clay, also known as Muhammad Ali, he was born in Kentucky. So if you got that, well done. If you got that without needing any other answers later on, very well done. Question 4, which actor has played Batman the most on screen? That was Adam West. Played Batman in 120 episodes, and I think some made-for-TV movies. Question 5, there was a fire at Luna Park in Sydney on June the 9th, 1979. The affected ride was the Ghost Train. I believe it was completely demolished or destroyed. But yeah, the Ghost Train had a fire. Question 6, the Roman Emperor, who married Claudia Octavia and then exactly 15 years later died of suicide. That was Nero. Question 6, the answer was Nero. Question 7, the name of the short novel written by Ernest Hemingway, released in 1952. Pretty hard question there. If you look at the fact, make it a little easier. Following Santiago, an aging fisherman. That was The Old Man and the Sea. Very well done if you got that. Question 8, we had this. Ignore the issues, but luckily we were able to show you it in all its glory at the end. This was the original punk, who now advertises Dairy Crest butter. That was Johnny Rotten. So, real name John Lydon, but we wanted to know what he was better known as, and it was Johnny Rotten. Question 9, slightly tilted country, but this country was Germany, and the capital of Germany, I believe, is Berlin. So question 9, hopefully you got Berlin. Question 20, tough question, name this film. There was a slight clue in the movie poster, but you may have been missing one word, but it was fried green tomatoes, or fried green tomatoes. But very well done if you got that, especially if you got that without needing the extra words. Question 11. Which word describes a system which assists in remembering something? This is a mnemonic. So never eat shredded wheat is north, east, south, west. My very easy method just speeds up naming planets is for the planets. How I wish I could calculate pi is the digits of pi, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, blah, blah, blah. And God bless you is, I believe, the order of the snooker balls on the D. Question 12. Who is depicted here? Might be a bit stronger than I expected, that beer. This is from the painting The Creation of Adam. And this part of it is Adam. So he's holding out his hand, and God is holding out a finger. The creation of Adam. This man here is Adam. Question 13. Which colour is the ball that is worth 3 points in snooker? So if you go back to your mnemonic, God bless you. Yellow, 2 points. Brown, 4 points. Green, 3 points. Question 14. Name the film. May have been a tricky one. I didn't realise it was an actor in it. Won Academy Award for Best Actor, so maybe that helped. But this is Manchester by the Sea. Again, very well done if you got that question. So part 1 was quite a tricky part, especially if you didn't have the words that come in part 2. And this artist, name the artist, was Cake. So moving on to part 2, the company that manufactures the COVID-19 vaccine that requires only one dose. That is Johnson and Johnson. So when I say that each word you write down appears elsewhere in the quiz, it could appear in the same question. But question 16, Johnson and Johnson. Question 17, the name of the review aggregation website that uses fresh and certified fresh. Its other term it uses for rating films is rotten, and that website is Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, question 18. So this is, if you've not seen this film, I recommend it. I've not seen it in many years, but Keanu Reeves plays a data courier who carries information in his head. And spoiler alert, if you don't want to know what happens, mute this. But I think the end of the film, he gets the data extracted by a psychic shark. And of course, that is Johnny Mnemonic. Question 19, name the song that also appeared in The Expendables 3 and Wonder Boys by Neil Young. That is Old Man. And one of the lyrics did say Old Man, may have given you a small clue. Question 19, the answer is Old Man. Question 20, restaurant chain founded in 1930, recently announced plans to release a console. So they're teaming up with Cooler Master to release a top-of-the-range console that will be the world's first console and chicken warmer, and that is Kentucky Fried Chicken. So measured by sales, it's the world's second largest restaurant chain. Yeah, question 20, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Question 21, Whoopi Goldberg won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for this film, starring Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, and that is Ghost. Uh, 22, again, name the film. I think this was mentioned in last week's quiz, because John Ronson was one of the writers, but this was Frank. 23, wanted to know the name of the song. With over 1 billion streams on Spotify, that is Cake by the Ocean. And again, sorry for any profanity you heard while it was playing the snippet of that song. But 23 is Cake by the Ocean. Question 24, Back to the Future Parts 2 and 3. It doesn't actually happen in Back to the Future, the first one, but in Parts 2 and 3, Marty McFly gets called Chicken 5 or 6 times, and each time he stops, turns around and says, "Nobody calls me Chicken." So question 24, the answer there is Chicken. Question 25, I wanted to know the name of the artist. This song was from the Top Gun soundtrack, and that was Berlin. 26, the world famous Cavern Club, originally opened as a jazz club, closed down, then reopened again. Is very well associated with the Beatles, and that is in Liverpool. And while I was researching the Cavern Club to find a little fact to it, it says that some bands play secret gigs there, including Travis have played a secret gig there. So, good fact. Question 27, I want to know the name of the artist. That was Frank Ocean. And then question 28, very hard links this week. I was thinking of just doing a simple question, which was going to be named the missing word from this high street brand, but I thought I'd just have a bit of fun. So this is a character from Devil May Cry. It's the colour black. It's a vegetable. It's some software that people may recognise from the 90s, and it's also the high street brand. And that is Nero. So that character is called Nero from Devil May Cry. The vegetable is Cavolo Nero from Italy. The software is Nero Burning ROM that people used to use in the late 90s, early 2000s to take information off CDs, put information back on CDs. And black is Nero in Italian. So the link there is Nero. Possibly a slightly harder link this week. And talking of harder links, this one may have been very hard. Especially because I mistyped a word into Google while finding a map. Was slightly confused by the map, but just went with it. So that map should have been West Virginia, but I typed in West Michigan, and then, yeah, kind of went wrong. The badge is West Ham in London. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, he raps at the beginning, he was in West Philadelphia, born and raised. And that is, of course, Kanye West. So that was West. And again, it's unforgivable, but please forgive me about that map. It should have been a map of West Virginia. This has not been a high-quality quiz. I apologise. And then question 20, name the artist. That was, of course, Drops of Jupiter by Terrain. So, add up your points. Give yourself a mark out of 30. Hopefully it wasn't too hard this week. As we were going through it, I was thinking maybe it was a little bit on the hard side, but hopefully because of the unique nature of this quiz, you were able to work out some of the answers you didn't necessarily know. But yeah, the West Virginia, West Michigan, I apologise about. And of course, big apologies about the different order when we recapped questions 1 to 14. But anyway, give yourself a mark and we'll go through the results. So if you've got 0 to 15, well done, you've got perfect vision. If you've got 16 to 25, your vision is slightly blurred. And if you've got 26 to 30, you're seeing double. And that's the end of the quiz. So yeah, cheers. We'll be back next week. Maybe not at the same time. There is the Euros starting this Friday. And if we start at this time next week, then we will overlap with the Euros. I've spoke to UEFA, asked if they'd push back the kickoff, and they refused, even though they do have previous with that. Little fact, in the 90s, I believe it was the 90s, maybe early 2000s, they pushed back a kickoff of a Champions League game because of a TV show. What was the TV show? EastEnders. They were about to find out who shot Phil Mitchell. But I wrote to them and they refused to push back the kickoffs of the Euros because of this quiz. So next week we may start at 8 p.m. But if you subscribe to the channel, you should hopefully get a notification to say when we're going live. So yeah, hopefully see you next week. But yeah, cheers for doing this week. Bye.